Alright guys, what's going on? We've got the 5th war of Season 23 here, and today 4Loki is going to be facing SAS. These guys are very good. They're pretty much always in Masters. Very strong alliance. We do have quite a few friends in there, so that's pretty fun. And yeah, this is going to be a bit of a longer war video for me today. I do have 10 fights, so I'm going to fast forward through a few of them. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at their map here. So on Path 1 in Section 1, Tigra is becoming more and more common on that Vigorous Assault node. That's pretty smart. She is easily countered, but it's also very easy to get cornered against her. We've got, it looks like Path 5 in Section 1. There are a lot of really good champions that you can place there, but both of the fights that they put on that path are very quakeable, so yeah, not sure why. There's a Korg on node 23, a Mole Man on the Footloose node. That's pretty good placement. He can't be reliably parried, so that makes sense. Mr. Sinister on EMP Modification can just be quaked, so that's not super difficult. Looks like there's an Immortal Abomination. It looks like a rank 3 6-star on Buffet. That is, I've never seen that before, so that's pretty interesting. And a MCoC boss, so alright, let's get started. We're going to go ahead and select our team here. And it's going to be Omega. I'm going to mess up a little bit. Deadpool and Quake. And we're going to be starting off on Path 5 in Section 1. So our first fight here is going to be a Mephisto. Again, this is a very easily quakeable fight. Mephisto does not benefit from the global at all. So there's no need to parry him or anything like that, or yeah, play parry style. You can just play deck style. I am going to knock him down a few times to get my damage in, just to end the fight a little bit more quickly, but yeah, very easy fight. So there, my aftershocks were about to expire, so I went ahead and knocked him down. So now I've got the Fury. I should have the Fury for this next round as well. Looks like it fell off right in the middle, but that's not a big deal. And I'm not fast forwarding through this one. I will fast forward through the next one, but I just wanted to show you guys, if you're going to use Quake on this path, it's a good idea. I think you can knock them down 3 times without them getting a bar of power. So there, I waited a little bit longer to knock him down. I know that this next aftershock should kill him, and it does. So, very easy fight. Gonna move up here and take this Ebony Maw. This is basically the same node, but it also has heavy hitter. Yeah, with this fight you either need to, you can use Quake, or you need to be able to reparry with Torch or something. I'm just gonna use Quake. My parries are not going to land most of the time, but it's not a huge deal. Here we're going to go ahead and fast forward just because this is so boring. And yeah, so I knocked him down. He's almost dead. Looks like one more cycle. And it also looks like Quake turned the node off. He doesn't have protection anymore. So fight's over. Very quick and easy. And then here I'm going to leave a note to myself to turn dexterity back on, but the game wouldn't let me send a message in chat, so that was kind of unfortunate. But I'm going to be taking this man thing. This is just a rank 2. And with this, you want to remove dexterity, because if you accidentally gain a buff against this guy, so like if I were to accidentally use dexterity, the next time that I parry him, he could place one of his... I forget what they're called, one of his little buffs on me, and yeah, that would not be good. So we're just going to play this parry style. You can evade his heavy attack in the corner without dexterity if you need to. Since it's just one part, you should be able to do it with your heavy, but if you mess up, it's not the end of the world. So you can see I did get hit once, but I'm losing a ton of health to suicides in this fight. I honestly think that if you're gonna boost fully with Quake, you really want to be running half suicides at most. So, alright, that fight is over. And here I'm going to go ahead and put dexterity back on. I did remember, luckily. And now I'm going to go into this Korg fight. It's just a rank 5 5-star. Not too bad at all. And I have been fighting him in Abyss quite a bit, so I'm pretty comfortable with his animations. So with this fight, I always start off blocking. I'm always going to do medium, light, medium to start to try to build up my spores in the beginning. And then I'm going to do a heavy. So now I have 14 spores on him, which isn't bad. And here I'm just going to do medium light. And that's kind of the strategy that I've been going with, is just medium light. That way I can go in and punish afterwards without him evading. So you can see there. It's not a big deal at all. We are about 40 seconds into this fight and he's already almost dead. And because of the medium light combos instead of medium light medium, I am able to go back in and punish after his special ones. I am going to mess up here. I'm going to do a couple light attacks. I'm going to eat part of a heavy attack. The other part whiffed, which was kind of weird. So I went ahead and threw the special 3. I know that this will kill him. So almost a perfect fight. Just messed up a little bit at the end. I haven't taken this fight in a really long time. Korg isn't usually placed here anymore because most people have it figured out pretty well. So that fight is over, and now we're going to move up to this Mr. Sinister. This is EMP Modification, enhanced energy attacks, very easy fight. Again, probably just like a diversity placement. And I'm going to fast forward through this fight as well because, again, it's just a pretty standard Quake fight. So yeah, Sinister is not stubborn either. There I accidentally let off my heavy. That was not intentional. Here he's almost dead. Looks like one more cycle. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Less than a minute. No big deal at all. And now we're going to move up, and we're going to be on path 1 in section 2. So this first fight is just going to be a Magneto. He has Vigor and Indomitable. Again, this is going to be a Quake fight. Omega Red is metal, so Magneto kind of shuts him down a little bit. I am using a combat regen boost again. This was a very expensive war for me because of Quake and running suicides. You just lose so much health. Even with my combat regen boost, I'm still losing like in the beginning when I had the bleed, I was losing like 100 health per tick, so 200 health per second. That's quite a bit. So with this fight, I am going to parry him periodically just to try to speed the fight up a little bit. Especially if I can see that the Vigor timer is about to expire. I want to make sure that I'm holding heavy so that he's concussed when he would regenerate. Because I do not want to prolong this fight if I don't have to. And again, this is only a rank 2 Magneto, so not a huge deal. Yeah, he goes down in like less than a minute. Okay, so here I'm going to remove dexterity again, and this is actually pretty interesting because this is Buffet. This is a rank 3 Immortal Abomination. It also has Lionheart, and I kind of thought about this beforehand, but I shrugged it off, or I had forgotten about it. But because of the Lionheart, if you are running any points in despair because of all the poisons that he puts on himself, you're going to degenerate in this fight. So you'll see right at the beginning he's going to have a couple of poisons on him, which reverses healing because of my points, my 1 point in despair. So I just took like 10% of my health right at the start just to degen from Lionheart. So here I'm going to... I don't have dexterity on for this fight. Again, he's going to place a bunch of poisons on himself, so I'm going to degen again. Luckily this fight with Omega Red is so straightforward and easy that it doesn't matter a ton. So you're gonna see here, I've done 18 hits, he's going to die, and I think I'm at like 60%. So if you're gonna take this fight, Omega Red is the way to go. Just make sure that you do not have any points in despair or you will degenerate a little bit. So, alright. Now on to the mini bosses. I'm going to take 3 of these, and this is Vigorous Assault and Enhanced Regen. I don't think that this is great placement. He's never going to get an active regeneration buff on him, so he's never going to go unblockable. I guess like if you're not using Quake, it can be difficult. I'm not sure, but I am going to use Quake. I'm fully boosted, so you can see how much health I'm losing. And this fight is actually going to get pretty close, because when he's in his Wrath of Tanarak, he's going to be unstunnable. So playing this parry style, you basically have to play parry style when he's stun immune, and he has a ton of health. I think he might have the highest health pool in the game. And the block damage just gets absolutely crazy. For some of these, when he's in Wrath of Tanarak, and I'm parrying, it's doing like 1800 through the parry. So you can see that we're actually like, I'm beating him in health a little bit, but I just want to make sure that I stay above 18%. That's Assassin's range. That has killed me before last season. So yeah, I'm just going to hold down heavy to evade his heavy attack. It's just one part, so pretty easy to do. There, I let off the heavy just to try to get in some damage and get some space, because I know that he's about to go into Wrath of Tanarak again, which is going to hurt on the block. So he's at 37%, I'm at 55%. And because he hasn't triggered Wrath yet, the longer he goes without triggering Wrath, the longer his Wrath will last. So at this point, this is going to be pretty long. And so I'm at 43%. His Wrath is still up. On parries, that parry it just did 800. That one I missed the parry, it did almost 2,000. So luckily he is out of Wrath now. Hopefully this last cycle will kill him. I'm at 32% and 31%, so I only missed a couple parries in that fight. Still at 31%, it is doable. And luckily that is the last fight that I'm going to need Quake for. This next fight was originally assigned to somebody else. And this is actually a really good placement. I've seen this placement kill probably our best player in 4 Loki. Using Omega Red, so I was very, very, very skeptical about taking this fight, but of course I'm willing to do pretty much whatever is asked of me. Yeah, his heavy is very hard to counter with your own heavy. There's a really small window where you can do it, but it's not super reliable. And every time that he uses a heavy attack, he goes indestructible. So this is good placement, and I accidentally parry him a couple times. I was very lucky not to have gotten parried when I did that. So yeah, you can see here I'm trying to do as few hits as possible. Here I don't have any power, so I'm just going to try to bait out his special attacks. And I'm going to get very, very, very lucky in this fight. So I'm stuck in the corner right now. I am running Stand Your Ground, which just saved me there. Got an intercept, very risky. Tried to heavy counter him there, didn't work, just for some space. Luckily he throws his special 2. That probably saved my life, and then something else is going to save me here in just a second. He's at 31%. So he's ticking down. I have 10. When I have 10 spores on him, I'm doing okay damage. And then here, he's going to go ahead and start using a bunch of heavy attacks right in a row. So he's going to be indestructible a bunch. So there, I went to back up and I accidentally parried him and didn't get parried on my intercept. I mean, that was just pure luck that I won that fight. I should not have won that fight. And then this is going to be my last fight of the war. This is going to be a rank 3 HitMonkey. So I do have the white Magneto pre-fight on here, and that pre-fight, if you're ever taking a node with Limber on it, it completely bypasses Limber. So I have infinite parries against this fight, which basically makes the node completely useless. So this fight is just going to be very, very, very easy, very straightforward. You'll notice that when I parry with that white Magneto pre-fight, it knocks me back really far. So I don't usually recommend using that with Omega Red because it's very hard to get your spores up. Like with the amount of space that it gives you after you back up, like after you parry, your spores start falling off. So, alright, very easy. Fight's over, less than a minute, so yeah, not bad at all. I'm very happy with this war. I didn't die. Almost died to Thor Ragnarok. That's a very, very tough fight. I don't know for sure who the best person for that fight is. It might be like Nick Fury. I really don't know. But I did actually end up getting a card for this war, which I'm super excited about. I got the Platinum card, which is for first place in power ratings in the entire Alliance. Huge shout out to Vega and Dilithius. Both of them have YouTube channels and post their wars on YouTube, so I will link both of their channels in the description. And we did actually end up losing this war, which is pretty crazy. I don't think since I've been in 4 Loki we've lost to these guys. It was very close for a long time. We made a couple mistakes at the end, and yeah, they just didn't die very much. They beat us by 3 attack bonuses, so good job to these guys. Hopefully we can match them again and beat them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one.